I don't even know what to do with this. Like, legitimately, stay with me on this. I'm sitting here getting ready for this. I'm taking my notes. I get down to here. I'm reading the story, and all of a sudden, I read another part of the story at the end, and I'm like, I just pressed record. Here we are. Stay with me. We have lost our DAMN minds. And I don't think that's overstating it. So buckle up. Here we go. Today's episode is brought to you by Blackout Coffee. Y'all know I love them, but take my buddy Scott's word for it. Was hanging out last night with Scott, and unprovoked, out of nowhere, he goes, "Hey, Johnny, by the way, I love Blackout." And I looked over at him. I said, "Seriously? You really like it?" He said, "I like it. It's good." He's a subscriber, and he loves it. You will too. Coupon code down there. It's Blackout Coffee. They're awesome, and they're patriots. Take Scott's word for it. Blackout Coffee. Link's down there. Okay, let me do this, and then we'll get to that. Holy smokes. All right, in California, this just happened. In California, there was a suspect. All we know, because they're protecting the names, and I get that, innocent until proven guilty. However, on this one, there was an adult. So all we know is that he was an adult, and he was posting threats against a school, I assume that's a public school, on social media. And then he was caught, allegedly caught, carrying stolen guns. He also got caught with, he had 2 stolen guns, body armor, and then my face going, it's because they said, and high capacity magazines. I'm rejecting that. That's nonsense. High capacity magazines, that's nonsense. Okay. So he was found with that, and the district attorney, under Los Angeles District Attorney George Gascon, refused to file charges against him. What are the parents going to do on that one? Like you say, hey, he's made verbal threats on social media, stolen guns, body armor, high cap mags, ammo, all that stuff, threats against the school, and then the district attorney dismisses it. George Gascon dismisses it. And at that point, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm sure the parents were hot. Then we have a sheriff, I don't know, a police chief, I don't know, he may be a dirtbag. For me, this little bit's very positive. His name's Scott Fairfield. He's the Bell Gardens police chief. He hollered and made a stink and said, you all are not going to let this one go. So they are charging that guy. The DA said no charges, 2 stolen guns. Bell Gardens Police Chief Scott Fairfield said, nope, not happening. And now that adult who is threatened has been charged with several things, multiple felonies, 3 felony weapons charges as a potential school shooter, possession of firearm he was within 1,000 feet of the school, having concealed firearm in the vehicle, carrying a loaded handgun, yada, yada, yada. So he's now been charged. This is a problem. This is not the flip. This is a problem in that in America, we are not doing due diligence with bad guys. Recently, and this was just a week or 2 ago, D.C. Police Chief Robert Conti, he announced that in D.C., and by the way, in D.C., homicides this year are up 30%. 30% this year, 30% homicides up. That's a problem. The police chief of D.C. says the average homicide suspect, the one that they know that did it, has been arrested 11 times on average. So their homicide is their, on average, 12th arrest. That's a problem. And then we have guys like Gaston who's saying, no charges for a dude within 1,000 feet of school who's made verbal threats, not armed, not just because he's armed, but because of the threats and carrying 2 stolen guns. That's a problem. And that was going to be the story for the day. That was just going to be it. Like, that was okay. And then I started looking, how big of a moron is this Gascon? LA District Attorney George Gascon. Yep. One of his underlings that works for him, he's a deputy district attorney, Shay Santa. Shay Santa was at a hearing. This is a year ago. And he was talking about a convicted child molester. Convicted, not alleged, convicted. And Deputy District Attorney Shay Santa misgendered the child molester. used the wrong pronouns. And George Gascon suspended him without pay over it. Misgendered, and he dead named, if y'all know what dead naming is, he dead named the child molester. If you don't, count your stars, your lucky stars, because that child molester began after his arrest, decided he was a woman so he could go to female prisons in California. And one of the lawyers on the case, prosecuting lawyers, prosecuting attorneys, DAs, misgendered him, suspended without pay. That's the point where I'm just like, oh my gosh, like that's it, like that, like where are we as a society? Where have we gone? These are leaders in that community. Let me know right down below.